Hi guys, welcome to Grey Antenna, where designs will get redefined. I'm a very lucky guy because in the last 25 years that I'm in the corporate sector, I've seen a huge transition of how the corporates behaved way back in late 80s and 90s and how they behave today. And you guys, the young generation, you belong to an era where we are all obsolete people. And that is going to be a biggest challenge, to connect with obsolete people at the same time to drive value through them. And why do I say so? You're living in an era which we call the era of the smack. The social media, the mobile application, the analytics, and the cloud computing. An era which has completely changed how corporates behaved, how people behaved, how lives were undertaken there and now. People reaction have undergone a change, people time have undergone a change, the values have undergone a change. And in this changing time, it is you who can make a huge difference. But how do you do that? We're talking about designing capabilities, we're talking about designing aspects, we're talking about aesthetics. But there are certain things which you need to keep in mind when you approach a customer and try and help him out. And I'm saying this because I have sat on the other side of the fence for a long time. The biggest disconnect we have found when we talk to someone who comes to brand my product or to help me in designing is to understand my business. So when you approach a customer, it is very important that you understand his business first. You understand what he needs, you understand his vision and mission, and you understand his goals and what he wants to achieve. Unless you internalize your customer's business into your heart, you possibly cannot come out with your creative best. It's very important. But here lies the challenge. Because when you understand his needs and the solutions that you think will probably not penetrate that customer's mind because he's obsolete. Because he's new to the digital era where you are already a native. We call ourselves digital immigrants and you're a digital native. You're born with internet, you're born with cable TV, you're born with mobile handsets. We were not. So it took us a time to transition ourselves into your role, in your world, for which it's very natural for you. So how do you really drive your point to me? How do you really explain to me that business is now not done the way we did before? It has to be done digitally. How will you explain to me that my brand, which I have carefully built over the last 50 years, can be destroyed in 5 minutes through Facebook? How do you explain to me that tomorrow my customer will not come to my shop, but will go to Google and try and locate me there? It's very important. Secondly, you also have to understand that creativity has to be also business driven. You can be extremely creative, but you can come up with an idea which will be very expensive for me, and I may not be able to take that. So you have to look at your customer's affordability. You have to look at his customer's objective. You have to understand how he can afford what you're suggesting, how he can implement what you're suggesting, and how you, in spite of all the constraints, can make it successful. Interestingly, we are living in a weird world. A world where everything is virtual. Life is virtual. Relationship has become virtual. Business has also become virtual. And in this virtual world, when we interact with people whom we don't see, the interesting factor and the most binding factor today has become trust. Think of it. You have friends who have never seen. You'll have businesses with partners who will never see. You'll have customers who will never see you. So the only way the transaction will be done if there is a mutual trust. And your designing aspect has to keep that trust factor in mind. Your design, your style, your color, your approach should evoke trust. It's very, very important. It should evoke globalization. Gone are the days when we were just India. Today, we are Indians across the globe. Our business is everywhere. And everybody else is doing business in our country. So there has to be a touch of globalization. Trust, globalization, affordability, aesthetics is going to become very, very important. Remember, we are living in an era of faster, better, cheaper. Customers have become more demanding. They want faster solutions. They want better solutions. They want cheaper solutions. Keep that thing in mind. We are living in an era of 3D printing, which will redefine manufacturing industry. Gone are the days when the design to the plant to the consumer will be existing. No, it's a design to consumer. In between, you just print a product. That makes the whole dimension a different one. That redefines design, that redefines expectations, that redefines market. You have to understand that. So end of the day, becoming a great designer, becoming a great artist is not enough. It has to have business ideas, it has to have practical aspect, it has to have the heart and the passion, it has to have the understanding of your customer, understanding of the world, understanding of technology. And I'm very confident that Grey Antenna is going to solve all these issues. They're going to train you, build you to be the right professional, who's creative as well as businessman-like, who's businessman-like as well as who can deliver as well as understand the market needs and be futuristic. Grey Antenna can do it. I'm very confident. I wish all of you all the best. It's a great future ahead of you. Be creative, change the world, and we all will be part of it. Thank you very much.